How's everything, bro?
Oh man, I'm lovely, man. I'm blessed, man. If they would have told me this was what it was gonna look like in 2024, I would have said how.
Uh-uh.
I would have said how. How? Explain all the hard work I've done, every stone we kicked, everything we tried to. How? How it's gonna look like this? And God did. That's how.
All right, all right, all right. Um,
All right, we ready?
Yo, what up? What up?
What's
You
going
already know
on?
what
What's
it
going
is.
on? Back at it again. Like we always do. What's good, Whip?
peace. How you doing,
Oh,
What's up, Whip? We got Whip here. Uh,
this joint. Your joint breaking up a little bit.
you breaking up a little bit, Whip.
You frozen.
You hear
Huh?
me?
No, I'm in it. I hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
we here, man. You know what it is, man.
Yes,
This is the General
perfect.
Thoughts podcast. I got Whip back with us today. Welcome, Whip. This is one of my childhood friends. It's always a pleasure to connect thoughts and exchange ideas with people from our past. As long as it's good people.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, you
Hey,
look like you lifting weights, Whip. What you bench pressing, man?
yeah. Oh, right now, I had to change it up a little bit. The older we get, we gotta lift weights wisely now. Because I'm a citizen, and I'm a productive citizen. For the first time in my life, I actually have a job, so I
Okay.
can't hurt myself anymore. So I'm taking it to the bare minimum. Whereas that I start off real light, and I do a lot
Mm-hmm.
of reps. Because
Okay.
I'm looking for longevity.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what's
Yeah.
up.
I started working out. I started working out in 1999, 2000. I met this kid from Edenwald, man. Shout out to my man P.O., aka Natural. That's
Peace.
my heart right there. That's one of my hearts, man.
Yeah.
I met him, man. When I met him, Whip, I was probably doing 10, 15 push-ups. That's it. I probably weighed about a buck 50, buck 60. I had just got convicted. I had just hit the state pen, and he was from the Bronx, and he looked like he had his shit together, physically and mentally. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, and we did 5 years together. By the time he left, he had me benching 350, picking up 500, in the deadlift and all that, and I was squatting damn near 450. I was weighing 180. But here it is though, Whip. He weighed 190. His bench was 500. His squat was 600, and he was picking 600 up off the floor. Again, shout out to PO. That's one of my dear friends, my brothers, man. I love them to death, man.
What's good?
Uh, when did you get into working out?
I started working in 2003. And, I was in the shoe for a couple of years, and I was in Otisville. That's
Okay.
a federal prison in upstate New York. And
Right,
I was in
right.
the shoe. And when I was in the shoe, I went in like around like 95 to 100 pounds when I went into the shoe. I was a little guy, a little guy with a big heart and a small man complex and an ego.
Right.
I couldn't really write, so I used to bang on the door all day and night long. I was from them ignorant young dudes that act like you cared but really didn't care. So order for me to express myself was through singing the Lock songs and Biggie songs and banging on the door all day and night long.
I'm
So
familiar.
it was like I was seeing many people coming in and out the box. And when I
Mm-hmm.
kept seeing them out the box, right, yo, one time I was just down there with a whole group of new people. I was the only one left.
Right.
And I woke up like 3 o'clock in the morning and I
Mm-hmm.
kept saying, why me? Why me? With everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I got down and prayed. And
A little bit of hot tea.
I didn't know how to pray. So, I asked for guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And when I woke up in the morning, God came to me and told me that in order for me to get the things that I want, which was my GED, workout, and stay out of trouble, I have to forgive. You know, and at first I thought it was like, forgive myself. I have to forgive others because until I start to forgive others, Allah
Yeah.
would never forgive me.
Yeah.
So it had that's how I started to work out. When I got out the shoe, I studied three
Right.
times a day. I worked out 3 times a day. And
Right.
one of my childhood friends named CeeLo, he had an uncle that was in Allenwood USP. They transferred me from a medium to a USP. And when I
Okay.
went there, right, that became my celly. So he wouldn't let me go to work in a place called Unicorn where you can make some money. He told me that I need to get my GED first.
Mhm.
Then he told me that I need to gain some weight because in the penitentiary is different from in the FCI.
Right.
You know, you could cut or stab people like you think you is, but in the penitentiary, them guys would disarm you. They're not afraid to get cut, stabbed. Majority of people, they have
Right.
life sentences, 50 years,
Damn.
200 years. The little
Damn.
time I had was like
Yeah.
nothing. So I was actually forced to do that. But when it started to come, when it
Mm-hmm.
started to come, my
Mm-hmm.
blessings just started to come from everywhere. I didn't
Hey yo,
realize to other people who started seeing my growth. At
I got some.
125 pounds, I was bench
Yeah.
pressing 15, deadlifting 495, squatting
Mm.
45.
Mm.
So that's how I actually started working out. But first thing I had to work out was my mind.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Um,
Peace.
how much has your diet changed since you've been home?
My diet
Like,
didn't change at all. I eat tuna fish, protein balls, health shakes, vitamin C, orange juice. I'm like I'm still in my body is still in prison, all right. But my
mm-hmm.
mind is free like it was after I start to forgive.
Right.
And I got to stay on the same regimen that I had in prison because if I don't, I'm gonna lose. I was
Right.
winning there, but
Right.
that
Right.
didn't
Right.
count.
Right. Right.
You know,
It count. Nah.
it
Nah.
only
Nah. Nah.
count.
Nah. 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 When you winning in prison, it count, man. Because it's
Now,
hard to win in prison too.
hold up 1 second. I
Go
respect that.
ahead.
And I respect your judgment. You interviewing me, baby. Can I tell my story?
Absolutely.
In prison, right? I accumulated
Yeah.
and I was winning in prison, but it didn't count. I've been home right now 102 days.
Right.
I gotta be home a year before things start to count. All right. And it
Right.
still don't count yet because I got to basically prove it to Allah first, my
Right.
mom or my family, and then to myself. You know,
Are
I
you a
always,
God fearing man?
yeah, huh?
Are you a God fearing man?
Yes, that's what gave me the hope, the desire, the encouragement to make moves. The I focus now on prayer. I wake up in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. I get up, I do my
Mm-hmm.
exercises, I wash my face, I do wudu, and I get into prayer. That lets me off the date. And when I was locked up, people used to ask me how I was feeling, and I used to
Mm-hmm.
tell them I'm excellent, even when I was down. And then one person said,
What?
"Yo, your dad just died. How's you excellent?" And I told him that even if I'm sad when I wake up, I keep telling myself excellent. So when I lay down at night, I'll be feeling good.
What? What? What did you pray for?
I pray for my family. I pray for patience because
Okay.
a lot of times, majority of us, really me, I didn't have any patience. I wanted instant gratification. You know, um, Guy Fisher once asked me why I smoke cigarettes.
God Fisher, the God Fisher.
The Guy Fisher, yes. And
Okay.
I told him I smoke because, my mother and them used to tell me, Ramel, go in there and light the cigarette off the stove. And I just did it. And I just did it. So
Right.
Marcel me, Marcel, we was out there and we came to a pact that day. Since I didn't smoke cigarettes because I wanted to smoke and it made me feel good, I just was doing it out of because my mother and them told me to light the cigarette and it just was out of just doing something to look cute. I stopped.
Yeah.
And but once I did that and realized I could do a lot of things.
Right.
And I put my mind to something and then I do it. Peace.
Yeah, I never smoked a cigarette in my life, man.
Yeah,
you
I know.
you know it takes all my brothers, all my homies were smoking cigarettes, and I never smoked a cigarette though, man. But I do pray,
Mhm. How?
and every morning what you say? Oh,
No. I'll let you. I'm gonna ask you after you finish. I'm gonna ask both of you.
The most
okay.
scariest, the most scariest thing that happened to me in my life.
Mm.
Hold on. Um, when I pray,
Yeah,
since we're talking about prayer, right? Because I think O wanted to ask us something about prayer.
yeah,
Um, I pray for peace. I pray for peace, and I pray that God continues to bring good people into my life and continue to remove people from my life who are no good for me. And I pray that's my prayer, and then I start asking for other things, to protect my family, make sure they safe, restore me to them. I thank God, for me having them. I wouldn't be able to do the things I do if it wasn't for them. So, I pray every day, just like you, man, first thing in the morning, and it kind of like sets my day off. You know what I'm saying? But the reason I wanted to keep going with was because I had stopped praying at one time. You know, I had experienced something that it hurt so bad that I questioned Allah's wisdom.
I mean,
You know,
amen. Yeah, amen. Yeah, amen.
exact
Fluctuate.
my,
It goes
my
up
the
and down.
faith was so low that I almost became an unwilling atheist. You hear me? And this is when the Third Circuit decided that they was not gonna disturb my conviction because I put a pistol to somebody's head and pulled the trigger. But I knew this wasn't true. And I just couldn't understand, like, if God is the controller of all affairs, the Lord of all the worlds, the most merciful, the most gracious, the all hearer, the all knower, how could he let this be that ink hit paper? And so my faith hit the ground, and I became Ty Boogie again. You know what I'm saying? And you go through things, and muscle has memory. We was talking about working out, right? So muscle has memory. The brain is a muscle too. So you do what you know how to do. You feel me?
right.
And
Yes.
the pandemic happened, and people that I never expected or imagined started coming into my life, and I knew it wasn't just because of me, because I was this fucking great dude, this incredible mind, this asset to the world, but it was because God was listening to me, questioning his capabilities. And he said, "Let me show this more effort." You know what I mean? But what you wanted to ask? Oh,
No, I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask both of you that y'all both said that y'all started y'all day with prayer, but during that whole trouble, you still in it, and you just 102 days out. You said,
Peace.
yeah. So during that whole 100, well, not the 102, the time you served and the time you still serving, did y'all faith ever waver in being like, I'm in this predicament? How could I be in this situation without some intervention from who I believe in, who
I
created me?
All right,
Right.
peace. When we go first,
Yeah, you can
Go
go.
ahead, knock
all
it
right.
out, B.
It's called your Iman.
Mm-hmm.
The Iman is like the leader of, of the brothers. The
Mm-hmm.
Iman, which is the fluctuate of faith. It weaves us. We human. We not God. We slaves of God. Um, and if everybody goes through this, you're human. And but the thing is, getting up. It said we fall down, but we shall get up. But when you get up, right,
Mm-hmm.
you're not that same person who you was before.
Right.
And you learn from your mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody. And ones that think that they know it all, got all the answers, don't know nothing. They said when you think you got it, you ain't got it.
Right.
You gotta leave room.
My
Allah,
my
Allah get Allah owe us paradise. We owe Allah prayer. We owe him obedience.
Mm-hmm.
We owe him everything. It's like a chain. We give him this, he give us that. And
we owe worship.
exactly.
Right.
Lordship, worship, But what happens
Right.
with us is sometimes we exclude God out of life. But also, if you believe in God, you believe in the devil too. See, when you live in righteous, the devil come in there. We like when we was in the streets or living bad,
Mm-hmm.
we was the devil.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Right.
who you let rule. When you
Yeah.
let that person,
Right.
you let them rule, don't ask
Right.
why this is happening to me. Let's say why not, and that's what made me start to grow. Why not?
But sometime in prison, I never question a person's faith, their religion. I had a bad experience one time, man, and so I try to stay in my lane. I try to stay on my bike. You know what I mean? And when I'm talking about a dirt bike, a big bike,
Yeah.
only one person fit on that bike. You know what I'm saying? And that's how sometimes your mentality got to be in prison.
Right.
But sometimes in prison, religion can be crippling.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because there are guys that I grew up with in prison that can tell you everything about religion, but they can't tell you nothing about the law. So they become so paralyzed in that faith, they believe that something is going to happen without action, without them
Right.
doing anything, without them being active. You know what I'm saying? And that was a conflict that, not even a conflict, but a difference of opinions I used to have with a lot of guys that I was growing up with in prison. You know what I'm saying? I came to prison at a very young age. So these guys I've known for 25 years, 26 years, they super religious, and it sometimes it can hinder. What do
Yeah.
you
But
think about that?
Tysheem, if you follow and read the Quran, Holy Quran, and you follow the Prophet, may peace blessed be upon him, and
Peace and blessings be upon them.
he worked. He worked for his wife. He worked. He worked. That man went to work. So if you don't want to work, there's a problem. If you're disabled or you a child or older person, is Allah got you.
Mm-hmm.
But faith without no actions, faith with no actions, faith
That's
with
what
no
I wanted to
actions,
hear
no
right there.
nothing. You have
That's
to
what I
have.
want. That's what I wanted to hear right there. What you just said, faith with no action is nothing. If you sitting around, laying around, waiting on somebody to do something for you, then it's not gonna happen.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what
So
I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah. That was another question, because I was saying like that. That's the same. That's not only in prison where people are like what you call paralyzed with their faith, where they feel like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything because God got me. I'm gonna just sit back and wait for Him to bless me or bring whatever. You talked about somebody like that earlier when
The,
we
the,
had a conversation
the Noah
earlier,
Ark.
where they're
The Noah
waiting for
Ark.
something to happen.
Right,
You
right,
know what I
right. We
mean?
did.
Noah R.
I was on the phone with you earlier today,
Yeah.
and we did talk about that, like not enabling someone,
Right.
not because one of my things, Whip, I don't know if you remember this, but I want the whole crew to shine. You like the oil you on the brick. You know what I'm saying? I want the whole crew to shine. I want everybody to have Pele jackets. I want everybody to have chains on their neck, watches on their wrist. So I still deal with this thing where I want to help everybody. Whip, and O will tell you, you know,
Yeah. It's a
from prison,
yeah.
from
Uh-huh.
prison.
And that's
Yeah,
the
but
thing that be the thing that bugs me the most about it. It's not that he wants to help people. It's that people know his situation, right? And there's
yeah.
things that they could do that doesn't cost money, but they don't do it.
Um,
They don't do it for him, but
uh,
he'll bend over backwards for them. And
yes.
when he does that, I'm kind of like, we the same age, but I feel like I'm kind of like his protector, and I feel like I don't like it because I feel like they taking advantage.
Yeah, no,
You see what I'm
no.
saying? And I
Yeah,
don't like
no.
that.
No. They're not taking advantage of them. These are things that we must go through. I go through it right now. But I learned this,
Hmm.
he's gonna get his blessings because one thing about Ty and really not just him, but
Hmm.
majority of us that grew up in broken homes, we always was givers.
Right.
So, but we've been blessed. Man, some people not a blessed, not even to be here. They even ask Allah or God or whatever they believe in for forgiveness.
Right.
So we still been blessed to be here, to be able to do what he's doing right now.
Hmm.
He's getting blessed. This is what you in his life. You missed that shining star that came into his life, and you became
Right.
not just one friend, you became his whole family.
Right.
So, like, that was God work. But I'm gonna say this though. Oh, I give to the needy, but I
Right,
also got good friends now that can help me out.
Right.
right, right, right.
And
See
we have friends
that.
that can't do nothing for us, or
Right.
family members. We
You
gotta
Right.
see
be able
my
to
hand?
rub elbows. They
Mhm.
said don't use nobody and don't do this and don't do that. I'm gonna tell you something. It's good to have a lawyer friend on deck. It's good to
Right.
have somebody for your taxes. It's good to have somebody for the houses, the computer work. You
Hmm.
gotta know somebody.
You see this hand right here?
Peace.
I read one time that it's better to have the hand on top than it is to have it on the bottom.
Yes.
Do
Right.
you know what that
But
means?
yes, it's like let me
It
hold
is
something.
better to be a giver than it is a receiver.
Right.
Exactly.
But I don't want to stay on religion. We got so much
No.
to
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah. For sure.
We got a lot to talk about, man. Who is the most legendary contact you got in your phone right now, Whip? Cause you out there, man, and you met some legendary dudes, man, while you was on your journey.
Allah.
We not talking about religion no
Mhm.
more, B.
Yo, what you
We
want?
not talking. This is not a religious podcast, man.
Right.
Marcel,
That's what's up. I fuck with Marcel hard body,
Randy,
man.
Randy Red, Big Boo from Ansonia, Pistol Wave in Connecticut.
Okay. All right, all right, all right.
Four
You
pound,
spoke. You who?
4 pound, four.
Okay,
Um, J, BXJ, got the pet shop on 142nd Street.
okay.
Versace, Brooklyn. Um, it's too
You
many.
you
And
in tune with everybody.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
You in
it's too
tune with
many
everybody.
because like
Yo,
you got to pick people in a category, and when you got certain people in certain categories, everybody could be useful.
Right.
right.
Peace.
You spoke vehemently about your lack of affection for our old neighborhood the last time we had you on the podcast.
Peace.
Let me ask you this: how do you feel about York?
York never really was my hometown. York
And the
was a
and the
place
and
where I
the,
went to, right? And I made
yeah,
money, and I was one of
yeah.
the guys, right, that didn't go to the clubs out there. I left. I went to the clubs in New York. I used to go to Club Speed. I used to go to the Tunnel. I used to
Right.
go to, I used to party. So when I used to leave York, right? I
Yeah.
left. Sometimes I'd be there for 2 or 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. I'm gone. And
Right.
because we was out there doing a lot of dirt. But
Right.
there's certain people out there that I have relationships with, like certain good men that I have relationships with, it's nothing
Right.
but love. It's nothing but respect. When I went back to down there, some people told me, yo, you need to be careful with this. Yo, they were stopping cars, they were seeing me, they showed me nothing but love. I guess
Right.
it's the fact that when you as a stand-up man and you in prison doing time, nobody
Yeah.
remember you. But when you come home, they remember you. And when they do,
That's
right, they got something good to say about you.
that's my next question. Did you feel alone while you was in prison?
When I was in prison, that's what made me turn to God. I realized that yes, I did when I was ignorant, when I couldn't read a book, when I didn't know what being alone actually was.
Right.
I learned self-love, self-affection. I started to like myself because I realized all my life I disliked myself. I never was alone. When I realized that, no, but I felt alone when I didn't have no good thoughts,
Right.
no program.
I did. I did feel alone at times because I felt like I expect people to treat me how I treat them, but that's not really reality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody have their own perception of reality. Everybody got their own paradigms. Everybody going through their own stuff. But I did feel alone, man. And in prayer was probably the only time I didn't feel alone. I went droughts 2 years without mail sometime, no letters from nobody, nothing. But it made me tougher. It made me stronger, man. And then I had waves where I get mail every day. I make mail call every day. I'm on the dance floor all the time. I'm on the phone all the time. So I definitely had my moments when I felt alone and shit. Let me ask you
Um,
this.
I want to answer. I want to finish that off real fast. Let me hit that back. Um, I wrote letters diligently.
Right,
I sent finances because I worked in Unicorn. I made decent money for prison,
right.
and I sent money out to my family diligently. My kids, my baby mother kids, her son. One thing that I did, and they always told me never stop because even if when I did call somebody, they didn't answer the phone. You know what I know? That they
What?
picked up and they know it's me.
Mm,
So
mm.
every day when they said mail call, right? Not one time I didn't go to that mail line and look. One guy told me, he was like, damn, Whop, we both ain't getting no mail. I told him, don't play with me, yo. Every day I went over there and looked for that mail. Every
Mm-hmm.
day, because guess what? It came.
It can't. You
And
never
my
know when your number gonna play.
Yeah.
look,
You gonna get elected when
no,
you
it
least
played.
expect it.
No, it
Huh?
played. It
No, I'm
played.
saying, well, we just don't know. We
No.
don't we gotta be ready for it.
No. I left it in a lot of hands. My number played, right? When they opened up my door, right, yo? To get out of prison, right? And they said, Ramel Price, you ready to go to R&D, right? I got all the mail I was looking for.
Yeah.
No
So
doubt.
every letter that I was looking
That,
for, right, yo? And
yeah.
every money order that I looked for, I got it all. It all came. And it was in
That
abundance.
that leads me to this question. You wanted to add something to that? Oh,
No. I'm just listening to your story. I know that mail plays an important part in your time doing time in jail. So I know
it does.
in prison, I should say.
It's,
You know what I mean?
I, I have favorite letters
Right.
that I'll still have when I'm home, and they'll probably be framed and encased and in frames on my wall. I do have favorite letters from people, you know. But how do you feel about dudes from your old crew who didn't or don't keep it real as you do or as you did?
Since I was a kid, right? These things been in my
Huh?
quality. I had quality as these since I was a little kid.
Right.
And like I always was a leader. You know, we followed some, but I always was a leader. I always did things differently. You know, from juvenile, I went to go visit Pookie. You know, Pook was a gangster around the neighborhood. He was locked up at 15 for homicide.
Right.
I went to Brookwood. He was in Brookwood. I went out there to visit him. Then I went to juvenile. I was on Rikers Island. I went to
How old were
go
you?
visit.
How old were you? How old were you when you hit Rikers Island?
Oh, I was 16. I was 16 years old, 1993. I came to visit guys afterwards. I went to go visit Wildlife on Rikers Island. I went to go visit Tankhead in the Bronx house. I went to go visit you when you went to prison. I went to go
You
visit
came
my
to
brother.
see me when I was on the island?
No, Rikers Island. I was doing a parole violation.
No. When I was on the island, you came to see me, or I was
No,
at
I came
another.
to see you where you was in York, Pennsylvania,
Oh,
county jail. That's when I came to see you. But on Rikers Island, but that always been in my character, answering phones, give a guy a couple dollars. Because one thing about it is you can do all this, right, yo? And our blessings are gonna come different. See,
Right.
I had to put that in my mind because if not, I drive myself crazy. So I used to be happy. One of my guys, man, Big Boo, Randy Red, he used to get mail every day, right, yo? And he used to be like, after I didn't get mine, he'd be like, come on, let's go read our letters. Let's go do our stuff, you know.
Right.
Now when we used to
Shout
talk,
out to Big Boo.
when we used to talk, and I used to laugh, right, and about certain things, and we made little jokes. You know, we gonna eat a Whop sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? That was the tuna fish sandwich with the double stacks on it. You know, we did things to where that to make each other happy while we was in prison. Did not worry about what's going on in society.
Would you believe me? Would you believe me if I told you I had fun when I was on Rikers Island?
Fun? Oh, it depends. It depends, right? Because
I wasn't supposed to be in jail.
No,
First of
I
all, I'm
understand
wrongfully convicted.
what you're saying. But let me finish going. If you ask me a question, do I believe that you was having fun on Rikers Island? And I'm telling you, at the age that we is on today, right, yo, we could say our thing of fun is not our thing of fun today. Was it yesterday? You know, we was children. We was children doing childish things.
Yeah, but that's not I'm talking about a kid on Rikers Island in 1998. You knowing me. Would you believe that is the question, not what we doing today or how we thinking today.
But we always.
That's a bad thing. That's a bad. Yeah, I'm trying to make a point.
Yeah.
That is a bad thing. I spent 6 months on Rikers Island, a dangerous place, a very, very dangerous place. I was there from January 98 to June of 98 before they extradited me to Pennsylvania. But I was like a prince on the island, like a young fucking prince. I had fun. And it was a bad thing because it kind of lulled me. I wasn't doing what I needed to do to protect my interests. You see what I'm saying? When you in jail hanging out, that's a problem.
Yes.
And I was on Rikers Island hanging out, moving like I was still in the street. So, you know, it's crazy, man. But we learn from that today. My message to the youth would be like, you shouldn't be in jail. Even if you get picked up for a crime you didn't commit, the first stop you should be making is to the law library.
Yeah.
Not trying to find out who got the building, who in the building from your hood.
Yeah, but Ty Boogie. Guess what, though? Guess what, Ty Boogie? In an ignorant state, I'm gonna tell you just like this. When I'm in Rhode Island, right?
Yeah.
I'm Ramel. As soon as I pull up somewhere in the hood, I turn back into Whipwine. So, no, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
So now, if I'm in the feds, I'm gonna use politics. But if I go to Rikers Island right now, I turns back into Whip-Wop. Listen, in 1994, I broke the phones in my operator. The whole house jumped me, but the police popped on me first, yo. All right, listen, the police punched me in the face first, then sucker niggas, the sucker dudes started doing all this, but I didn't realize when 50 dudes jumped a little dude, right, yo, I curled up on the floor, right, yo. When I curled up on the floor, right, yo, I realized, right, yo, that they really wasn't even doing nothing to me, man, nothing. You know, they ran up in there, took me up out of there. My peoples and them try to rush the joint from downstairs, upstairs. You know, they moved me up out of there. But at the end of the day, like, you know, we go through a lot of things, but safety first.
Right.
And when I'm talking about safety first is, you know, it's cool you go to the law library, but you go to the law library and get killed. First, you got to know what's going on, who's in the jail, who's in the spot. So we can't forget that part.
You right. But at the same time, the objective is to get out as soon as possible, not to stay in, not to get comfortable.
No. Puff Daddy right now.
I'm gonna get to that. I want to ask you something. Have you ever been in MDC?
Yes, I would been in MDC, just through transit though.
And what do you think about MDC? What do you think about the whole Puff scandal?
Years ago, right? MDC was a new building. I came through in MCC. When I came through MCC, I was in 11 South, and they had a lot of us in 11 South back in 2000. You know, a lot of good men. You know, Green Isles was up there. A few good people. Him and all his co-defendants, Chubbs, and all of Chris, his brother. Yeah, a lot of people was up there, and a lot of funny things was going down. But the new building was in DC, and it was brand new. I went away. I came back after I got sentenced, and I got designated to Otisville. But I came through MDC this time. When I went through MDC this time, that joint was so beautiful, laid out, clean, everything. Just before I got out of prison, 8 months, I went through MDC again, right, yo? It's a war zone up there. It's a war zone up there. It's real dirty. It's unsanitary. Nobody cares. That's not a place for human consumption. No, nobody should even be in that place. They got certain floors that's not even open. It's only like certain houses open in the women's house. Everything else is shut down there. It's dirty. It's bad. It's inhumane. The toilets don't even work in certain cells. The beds is all ripped up. It's roaches, rats. The food is not good. The administration is bad. Everything is bad in that place.
So you saying Puff not having a good time in there?
Puff not having a good time.
Besides him being in that predicament and him not probably being made for that or cut for
no. A person that you think that's not able to handle something be actually the one to handle it. Nobody knows what's going on in his mind but him. But right now they got him down there, which is normal protocol. But if people say he's on suicide watch and this, that, and third, all that's garbage. All right. Right now, they're gonna give him the best treatment though, because they being watched. Right. When other dude died in MDC, whatever dude that died, they all watch right now. Puff.
Who, Jeffrey? You talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah.
Yes. Puff is a billionaire, right? Is a billionaire. So what happens, and a multi-millionaire, but what happens with him is, before he even went there, they knew he was coming. See, and that's what people don't realize. There's no secret. So they cleaned up house. They're going to make sure he got the best of the best. All right? But it becomes dangerous, man, because the charges that he in, and nobody can help you with them charges. Once you get rape, drug, raping girls, pedophile, you can even have on your PSI that you had sex with a real young girl, or you was beating on, disrespecting her and doing that. Man, dude's going to get at you. That's one thing that they're going to play. So he's in a rude awakening, and nobody going to be able to help that man. He's going to have problems. And I don't sorry for him, right? Because in life, right, we reap what we sow.
Yeah.
When it comes, I got kids and I got grandkids, and at one time I used to be like against like prison and against everything, right? But I got a mother, and some things we don't do, yo. We don't drug people. We don't rape them. We don't
Right.
fuck men. Excuse my vocabulary.
Right.
You know, and once you
Right.
breaking all these rules, yo, man, that was Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
Look at the Bible. If you read the
Yo,
Bible,
But
yo,
we got to also
yo,
acknowledge that
listen.
he's innocent until proven guilty. That one video of him doing whatever to Cassie does not
and
validate
hold on
the
one
whole
second.
indictment. It doesn't
Yeah,
validate the whole indictment, right? So that's the thing that a lot of people get on a lot of platforms and say, and they talk like he's guilty or like the paperwork. And for you two guys, you being wrongfully convicted, and you know how they could trump charges up against somebody, and especially somebody that's
yo,
high profile, because that's practically what they did to Ty. They said, "Oh, he's the leader. Well, we want him. Hella hot water. He's going, and we don't care who did what. They gonna get free, and we gonna have these two."
hey yo, let me tell you something. If you told me right, yo, look,
Yeah.
see, one thing about it is right in life, right, yo, you show me your people that's backing you,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the bull crap that you doing, and you
Mm-hmm.
doing all this and all that, it's gonna come out, yo. The other dude that started that got Biggie up, right? They caught him messing with a faggot, right? So the other dude, Funk Master Flex, was like,
Yo, yo,
saying
yo.
that was my man, right? Yo, hold up. They said that was my man. Funk Master Flex wife said, "Yo, why you backing that dude up? What you doing, man? All them dudes been playing. Yo, all them
Yeah.
guys is
He
playing the
talk he
game,
talk
man."
he talking about Mr. C.
Oh, you talking about Mr. Steve?
Um, yeah, Mr. C. Yo,
Yeah,
listen, right? We
Yo,
down
all
we
them
down a
listen
minute.
up. And
We down to minutes,
yeah,
man. You know,
we got like 5 or 6 minutes
yeah,
left. Yeah,
we got my man Whip
okay,
here,
but
man. He's coming back again, man, because the shit just got deep. This
but
is a deep dude, man. He got a lot to say, man. I
hey
love
yo,
it.
I like
But
to yo,
listen,
so
hold
first and
on,
foremost, I like to give a
hold
big
on.
shout
I
out to
want to say
DJ.
something. Hold on. Let's
Hold on. I
shout the
like to give a
Knicks
shout out to
out.
my nigga
Let's shout.
DJ J. I can't forget about Lefty. You know, Bertho. I can't forget about all my niggas from the BX, the Bronx, Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I can't forget about my man Ice,
right,
my nephew CeeLo. You know what I'm saying?
Shout me out.
You
right,
You
know,
ain't shout
nah.
me out.
Yeah, yo, you did.
Huh?
You did. Child Boogie, you know what I'm saying?
Hey
You know,
yo,
right.
my
hey yo,
mama
listen,
Robin, you know what I'm saying? My sister,
listen.
you know, my little brother, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
Murder,
Miss
you know?
Robin.
Yeah.
Shout out to Noonie. Shout out to Murder. Listen, B. The Knicks just got Carl Anthony Towns, bro. We're not ending this episode without saying my Knicks is a championship contender. I am very, very big into sports. Super wild big. If you know me,
Mhm.
you know how important sports have been to my life and my survival. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
If you know me, you know how big sports have been to my life and my survival over the last 25 years. The Knicks got a star-studded team now. I'm happy with my Knicks. My Yankees is in the playoffs. My Giants suck. I'm thinking about leaving the Giants. But you don't look interested in sports. I don't know how you spend so much time behind a G wall and you're not interested in sports. But
Hey, yo, if you interested in a team like me, I never really
yeah,
interested in that. I was interested in working because I knew when I come back to society, I need to have a program to get a job
yeah,
and go to work. I was interested
yeah,
in reading and being able to
yeah.
learn myself and start to love myself. So I didn't waste time in prison by doing things what everybody else is doing. I did things differently. I couldn't watch that movie Life. I never watched Life
Right.
because it was not
I
a
hate
joke to
that
me.
movie
It was
too.
real.
I hate that movie. No. Let me say this. I don't hate the movie. I hate the song. I
Mhm.
hate that song Casey and JoJo made. But
You know
the
who wrote
movie's
that, right?
different.
R.
You-
Kelly.
Who wrote?
R. Kelly.
Ah, man, makes sense. Because it's a very, very sad song, man. I
Mhm.
hate that song, but the movie. But yo, Whip, I love you, man. You hear me?
I love you
Yeah.
too, man.
I love you, old man.
Yeah, I love you
This was a
too.
great, great meeting. We
Yeah.
put this together. We gonna be doing it again in a couple weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
a couple of weeks, we're
And
gonna have him back.
we gonna
You know,
we
Whip
gonna
got
have
a lot
Whip
to
back,
say. He
man.
got a lot of jewels.
We've got a lot to say, a lot of
Yeah.
Jews, man.
So we most definitely
Hey,
gonna have
yo,
Yeah,
Whip
Whip.
back
yeah,
on.
Ty, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, man. There's nothing but love, man. And I just wish you the best, man. I pray for you every day. Keep your head
Yeah,
up, stay focused. You know, only
Mhm.
thing
yeah,
is like anybody that's in prison that's hitting me up. My line is always open. I'm pressing 5. I'm pressing 1 for the day. Hit me up, yo. Anybody can hit me up. I'm here for you, man. As far as people
Yeah.
on the streets, can you
Yeah.
please
Hey,
stop calling my phone asking me for money? That shit
hey,
sound
Whip. Hey,
crazy.
Whip. Hey,
Please.
Whip. Did you read It Can Happen to Any of
If
Us?
you on the street, please stop asking me for money.
Did you read It Can Happen to
Yes,
Any of Us?
I read it could happen to any of. Yes,
We
sir. I
gotta we
read the
gotta try
book.
to get these books to some of these guys, man. That's hitting up your line. You heard?
Right, for sure.
On me, on me.
Yeah, give us
You hear
their
me?
numbers, give us their information where to send the books, and we
On
definitely will
me.
send them some copies.
I got 20 copies. I could give away for free. All right.
Exactly. I got you, baby.
This has
They
been
ain't
a
gonna want them though,
pleasure.
cause they ain't gonna want them, cause in their mind they think when you give them something for free, it's gonna come with some money or something with it.
You know, they think money come with it.
But one thing about it is, if any of the females, any of the young kids, they can get whatever I get. But if you adult and you got and you get a
Do you
log in
have
your
a
way to make
message?
waves, do you go out there and get a
Do,
job? You know what I'm saying? Stop begging, yo. And at
Yeah,
the end of the day, is man, show me some love. Offer me a
that's
hug.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Talk
That's
to me,
right.
man. Ask me if I'm okay.
for sure,
All right.
for sure.
All right. No doubt.
Big shout out,
What?
big shout out, big shout out to Big Asia too. Keep your head up, stay focused. Big A.
Shout out to Fats too, man. Fatback, man.
Most
Yeah,
definitely.
Melvin Platoon. You coming home with him. Ty ain't just coming by himself. You coming with him, Fats. And
Right.
the crazy thing about it is, some people actually thought that Fats was not gonna be Fats. Man, you a man, Fats. You stood up. You did it. What you supposed to do.